Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Battleground Games Live. It's Andrew again. Hi guys. Doing a quick bonus stream today because the system that we use to mail cards out, which is my day job, is down right now. So I'm unable to mail any cards out during this interregnum while I'm waiting for the system to come back to life. I'm going to build my League deck for the Hour of Devastation League. So, for those who are not familiar with how the Hour of Devastation League works is, Magic League is a ongoing sort of opportunity to play a whole bunch of games using a single deck. And it's a sealed league, but a little different from sealed events of the past. So, if you've played sealed before, this is a little bit different here. What you're going to find is, give me 1 second here, there we go. Instead of building a sealed from 6 packs, which is what you usually do, or from 10 packs, which is what we do during the Bundle Rumble, you're going to be building your sealed from just 3 packs. In the case of the Hour of Devastation League, it's 2 Hour of Devastation, and 1 Amonkhet. And that can be a bit of a challenge. You're not going to be building a 40 card deck. Instead, you're going to build a 30 card deck, which is also a challenge. So I've only played in one league before, and that time I didn't play an awful lot of games. So I'm hoping to get more games in this league. We are starting a week later than the league should start. That's because, I don't know why that is. We just didn't start last week. We were getting advertising and stuff set up for it. So we have started the league. It started yesterday, Monday the 24th. And if you're interested in joining, it's very simple. Just go up to the counter at any of our 3 locations and say, I would like to join the Magic League. And they'll say, awesome. That's $20. So for $20, what do you get? Well, you get 3 packs, like I said. You also get your Hour of Devastation League card. So you're going to put your name on here, your DCI number, and it has a place to list every game that you play. 5 games per week. And you can continue to play after those 5 games. You just don't get to log any more of them on here. On the back of the card, it has some advice for deck building. So it says build a 30 card minimum deck. It should include about 17 spells and about 13 lands. So just some general advice for building a 30 card deck. Play single game matches. Each player gets 1 free mulligan because it's a 30 card deck. You and your opponent could play best 2 of 3 if you wish. Play anyone during the course of the league. No limit on total games. Try not to play the same person twice. At the beginning of every week, you can buy an additional pack. So, this is week 1. Week 2, you can buy another one. And if you lose 3 games, and we interpret this to mean 3 games in a single week, then you can buy another pack. So you could get up to 2 packs per week. So your deck is going to get better. It just starts out a little rough. The other thing that you get for joining the league is this awesome league box, which I will assemble now on camera. I'm really enjoying getting some support from Wizards for the league. We spent a long time doing leagues as a 6-pack sealed league, and it was a little higher price point to get into, and we didn't have anything cool from Wizards, but now we've got this cool box. Maybe you can see it. It's got Nicol Bolas on it. It's got the Hour of Devastation and things being destroyed on Amonkhet. Let me see if I can get it on the document camera. That's the Hour of Devastation. That's Nicol Bolas. So, awesome box for you to keep your deck in once you've assembled your deck. So, and I've got myself some inexpensive sleeves because always a good idea to sleeve your deck, especially if you're going to be playing a whole bunch of games. So my plan is I'm just going to go online and start building a deck. Hello, Patrick. How's it going? Good to see you in chat again. I'm going to start with the Am Ket one. I'm more familiar with the Am Ket cards than with the Hour cards. I really haven't looked at much Hour. So Patrick asks, what's a goif? And I think we have addressed this on the podcast before. Every weekend in our Saugus and Norton locations, we have an event that's called Modern for a Goif, which is a modern tournament, the prize of which is a Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf is a super powerful modern card, very much desired by people who play green. And the trick with the Tarmogoyf is that its power and toughness is actually, I guess its power is equal to the number of card types in your graveyard. So when you discard stuff into your graveyard, it can get bigger, and its toughness is equal to that plus 1. So it's very inexpensive to cast. So the Tarmogoyf is in high demand because it can quickly become a 5/5 that you cast for, I think, 1 and a green. It's amazingly good, and that is a threat. So that's what a Goyf is. It's an expensive card that often modern players are looking for, and that's why we do Modern for a Tarmogoyf in both locations, is because the winners get a chance to get this amazingly useful, powerful green card. In the meantime, let's get back to building my deck. When I'm building a deck, I just default to laying the cards out in color order so that I can get a look at what I have. It gives me an idea of what I've got more of. I'm going to start with Heckma Sentinels. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to put some cards. Oh man, the glare is pretty bad there. Anyways, I've got my Heckma Sentinels, and I do have to get back to shipping cards in about half an hour. So I've got Manticore of the Gauntlet. I've got a Supply Caravan. Benefaction of Ronus. These are all common cards because the front of the deck or the pack is all commons. Miasmic Mummy. I have Stinging Shot. Wasteland Scorpion. Electrify, handy. Those Who Serve. Slither Blade. Hapatra's Mark. Shadowstorm Vizier. We're into the uncommons now. Exemplar of Strength. And my rare is Dusk to Dawn, which is one of the split cards, the white one. And I have a white basic land and a garbage advertisement card. Let's open my first Hour pack. Yeah, I agree, Patrick. If you don't know what we're talking about when we talk Magic, sometimes it's just jargon. So let's see, I have a Tragic Lesson, Sandblast, Kindled Fury, Rona's Stalwart, Lurching Rot Beast, Scrounger of the Souls, Jero's Renunciation, Unsummon, Desert of the Glorified, that's a handy land, Manolith, which is definitely a useful artifact to have if I want to ramp into something big, Unconventional Tactics, Inferno Jet, and here we go with the uncommons. Vizier of the True. My rare is Abandoned Sarcophagus. So that's my second rare there. Another basic land, that's a forest, and a warrior token. Final pack. So only 3 packs. That makes it a challenge to build something out of all this. I have Haven of Enduring Hope, Countervailing Winds, Solitary Camel, Beneath the Sands, Moaning Wall, Ronit's Stalwart, Stripped Riverwinder, another desert, the Desert of the Indomitable, Ruin Rat, Life Goes On, Crypt of the Eternals, this is an uncommon, it's another land, Liliana's Defeat, Abrade, ooh, and a excellent rare. I have a Pride Sovereign, and I have a Full Art Island. I like the full arts. So gorgeous.
Only 3, right? Only 3 minutes, right? But you lost 4.
There we go. So let's think about, and I have a cat token, which is handy. I actually got a cat token in the same pack with Pride Sovereign. So, Patrick, you don't play Magic. Pride Sovereign, the reason this is an awesome card, it's this big lion roaring and little guy here. And what it does is, it is for 2 and a green, a creature, cat. It's a 2/2. It gets +1/+1 for each other cat you control, and for 1 and tap it and exert it, which means it doesn't untap during your next untap phase, it creates 2 1/1 white cat creature tokens with lifelink. So I don't think there is any way I am not putting that in a deck, even if I don't have any other cats, which I don't. Because I love that card. Okay, so we're definitely building with green. What else are we going to put in this deck is the question. I like Dusk Till Dawn. Destroy all creatures with power 3 or greater, or from the graveyard in Aftermath, return all creatures with power 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand. Pride Sovereign has a power of 2, so that works very well with Pride Sovereign. So I think that's going to go in there. Now let's see. What creatures in green and white that are power 2 or less do I have? Well, Ronus Stalwart is a 2-power creature. I have another Ronus Stalwart. Exemplar of Strength is bigger, so it doesn't work with that, but that's fine. Exemplar of Strength works with Hapatra's Mark. I've got a Stinging Shot, which is removal for flying. That's probably a sideboard card, but could be handy. And then I've got some ramp, because I've got the Manolith and I've got Beneath the Sands. Life Goes On is life gain. I don't care about that. Benefaction puts a creature from the top 5 and the rest in the graveyard. I don't think I want that in a 30-card deck. I'll mill myself right out with that. Although Abandoned Sarcophagus gets non-land cards with cycling from my graveyard, and I have Beneath the Sands, Stinging Shot. I guess those are the only 2 cyclings I have so far. That's possible that I want the Sarcophagus. That's a maybe. Desert of the Indomitable is the green tap land. I'm not going to use Crypt of the Eternals because I'm not building a deck in those colors. Let's see. I've got Solitary Camel, So I'm looking at white now, because those are the green I'm going to take. So Solitary Camel, toughness is greater than 2. Avon of Enduring Hope, toughness is greater than 2. Vizier of the True, toughness is greater than 2. I like having at least one flyer. I've got the flyer Hate in the deck already, or at least in the sideboard. So I think the Avon goes in. Unconventional Tactics can give a creature flying until end of turn at sorcery speed. Not too useful. Renunciation, tap creatures, and it has cycling. I think Sandblast, I need removal. Those Who Serve has a power of 2. And I probably just need a couple more creatures to round out the deck. So this is actually working out pretty well, because I had more green and more white than I had of blue, black, or red. Black, there's a little bit there, and I kind of feel like I want this Liliana's Defeat, but not enough to splash for it. I might put the Sarcophagus in. I don't have any zombies in this deck, so Unconventional Tactics is pretty much definitely out. Oh, the Supply Caravan as a 3/5 for 5. No, I don't want that. It has other text on the card, but I don't think there's anything that's going to make it work for me. Alright, so I think this is my first run at my deck. I'm going to take the rest of this stuff off of the playmat, get them out of the way. And the next step in my deck building process, I'm going to split stuff out by cost. Definitely keeping that cat token. Don't think I'm going to get that warrior out. Get some lands out of the way. Okay. So now I'm gonna reorganize and spread stuff out by cost and put the creatures on top and the non-creatures on the bottom, so that I can get a good idea just at a quick glance how many creatures I have in my deck and what my mana curve is. That's a land, so just hang that on the side there. Okay. I'm going to count this as a 4-cost spell. If it's in my graveyard, it costs 3. And my Pride Sovereign, I'm so proud of him. Okay. And I like the potential for this deck to get better, because cats are something that there are a lot of in both this set and the previous set. So in Hour of Devastation and Amonkhet, there's a strong possibility of getting more cats that can make my Pride Sovereign bigger. Don't have anything that untaps a tapped creature, but that's okay. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 creatures. Not very many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spells. So looking at the back of my Hour of Devastation League card here, it recommends a 30 card deck with 17 spells and about 13 lands. This is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I really need more creatures. Let's look through here again, see if I can find more creatures to stick in. The supply caravan is a creature. Maybe unconventional tactics is going in just because I don't have enough. Maybe not. This has cycling, so I have the chance to play it if I have the sarcophagus out. Okay. So now I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's 17 spells, which is about where I want to be, and 13 lands. But I only have 9 creatures. But I've got one creature that makes more creatures. And I have Beneath the Sands. Oh no. Oh, here we are. I have Dawn, which returns all creatures with power 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand. So I can get stuff back and cast it again. What do I have with cycling? Stinging Shot cycles, Renunciation cycles, Beneath the Sand cycles. I don't want to cycle too much because there's a chance of milling myself right out. Am I still alive? Patrick says that he's not a fan of Magic the Gathering, but that's fine. Not everybody has to be. Guys, I've lost my feed on this end, but it looks like I'm still alive. I'm going to try. I was running Twitch so that I could see what was going on. Nope, I'm okay. I'm okay. Anyways, so I think this is my deck. I think this is what I'm working with. I have some cycling stuff that if I get the sarcophagus out, I can use to cycle those cards, which draws cards. So I'll go through my deck a little faster with that, but it gets stuff into my hand. Alright, so I have the Manolith for ramp, and it's also color fixing. Most of the cycling I have is colorless cycling, which is nice. Renunciation costs white to cycle. I need white for the Pride Sovereign to be able to make cats. So let's count mana symbols. This is how I figure out how to do my mana base. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 white. So I want to have more white than green in my mana pool. I have the desert, which is a green desert. So I think what I'm going to want is, I'm looking at 13 lands, so 12 lands, 7 and 5? I don't know, I want green earlier. Oh, but I've got that, that's going to give me green. So yeah, I think 7 plains, 5 forests, and 1 desert. 7, 5, yeah. I think that'll get me there. So there you go. That's my deck building process. I have my deck constructed. I just need to get the lands and sleeve it up, and then I can play some League games. And I hope that anybody who watches this video, I know that there's at least Patrick in the stream watching, and maybe somebody else. But I hope that if anybody is interested in playing some League, you will come on down to the Abington location and jump in on the League here. I'll be playing League games on Friday evening. I have a lot of other stuff going on, so I don't have a lot of time for playing Magic. But Friday evening, I will almost definitely have time for a couple of quick games of Magic. So that would be awesome. Friday night on the stream, we're going to be playing, if the poll doesn't change, I put up a poll. There was a link that I posted in the Facebook group, so if you look back into Battleground Games' Facebook group, you'll see that poll. Right now, the poll is saying that we're going to be playing the Labyrinth board game, which is the one that Amanda had been painting all the figures for. So if you're curious about the Labyrinth board game, we will be playing that on stream on Friday most likely, and that is at about 7:30. So we'll look forward to seeing folks online then. And between now and then, I'm still trying to paint my figures for the modeling competition. I don't know if I'm going to get my modeling competition entries done before the deadline, which is the 30th, but I'm going to try my level best. I've got my figures. I've got them primed. I primed them last night. I don't know if you watched the stream yesterday when I was working with those figures, but I kind of had a disaster when I was building the base for my miniatures, but I think I can get past that disaster. Yeah, so look forward to more quick bonus streams within the next couple of days, and then our next full stream is Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, when we will be playing the Labyrinth board game. So thank you so much for joining me. I will be sure that I tell everybody who watched how my deck works out when I get a chance to play it. And I hope you had fun. Bye all.